Tom Flynn just called me to say his internet is completely down and he has awful cell phone service at his house, so he cannot come on to the meeting. So I'm going to make or Nancy, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind if we could postpone the capital and non-reoccurring for this meeting and push it to the 8th, because Tom, I know it, he literally just called me.
Okay, so do you want me to, I'll wait till the meeting is formally called?
Correct.
Or would you, okay, yep, happy to do
So
it.
I'm gonna, all right, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order. I don't have a flag. I have one outside in front of the house, so everybody wants to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right, calling the meeting to order to consider and act upon the minutes of January 25th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Any comments or discussion? Nancy?
No, there was someone who had submitted a question to be asked. I'm not sure how to, I haven't heard back. I'm gonna put a pin in it, and if I have to go back to it, I will bring it up because I had a question that may or may not be answered. That's okay. Yes, no questions.
Okay. So
Or
all
no
in
amendments. Yeah, aye.
Okay.
Sorry.
All in favor? Aye. Carries. The next item on the agenda, Dabney, are you on? Dabney? She might not have internet either, or have a problem. Okay, so I am, this is a first select woman appointment only, and it's for information purposes. First, Dabney Bowen, who is a alternate on the Conservation Commission, I'm going to appoint her to full member. And this is to replace Catherine O'Donnell, who just recently resigned. And I just want to thank Catherine for her service on the commission. Nancy, do you have any comments, or are you?
Yeah, thank you to Dabney, and appreciate anyone who throws their hat in the ring, so thank you.
Okay. So I am going to ask item number 5. I'm going to ask for a motion to postpone to the February 8th meeting.
Yes, so I move to postpone this item to the February, is it February 8th or is it 21st?
We're timing, so what we were going to do was discuss the items today, and we were voting on them on the 8th, so we can, by the rules, do both in one meeting.
Oh, okay.
So
yep.
I'm just suggesting we do that.
Yep, so moved, yep.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So I apologize, Angeles and everybody else. But hey, there's plenty of shoveling still to do out there. So I haven't done any yet, so I'm got a long night. Okay. All right. So I think, gentlemen, we're going to just do WPCA, so don't go anywhere. It's important. But thanks, Chief, and thanks, Bucky, and Anthony, and Angeles, and everybody. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Stephanie, you're still there, though. We're gonna talk. You're staying on, Stephanie. You're muted. I don't know why. You need to unmute yourself, I think.
I am still here. Okay,
very good. All righty. So we're going to go right to item number 8, WPCF Superintendent. This requires Board of Finance and RTM approval. And Bill Norton is on the WebEx. And I don't know if Chris Rogers is on. So this is to hear and consider and act upon the request from the WPCA to appropriate $115,000 from the WPCA fund balance for environmental sampling, monitoring, excavation, disposal of contaminated soils for the microgrid project, the treatment plant, fire academy, conservation building, and animal control building due to the environmental impacts of the contaminated soil. So this is to hear and consider and act upon this request. Wait, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, item number 7 is that. Do I have a motion to approve? Yes.
So moved. Yep, so moved. It's my internet. It keeps jumping. So moved.
Okay, that's okay. All right, Bill, take it away.
Okay, this is part of the microgrid project. We have to place some switch gears over on the south side of our facility. Part of that was we had to do some environmental monitoring. We found some contaminated soil, surprise, surprise, with PCBs. And this is to remove that soil so that we can go ahead and put in the pad for the switch gear and also some more trenching for the conduit that needs to be placed.
Bill,
Yes.
naturally occurring PCBs?
I
Historical.
don't think
Historical, better, historical. Yep, I
historically,
just-
yeah, naturally, I'm
Yeah.
not sure PCBs
As-
naturally occur.
Right, yes, thank you, historical. Just, we talked about that, I know, in one.
Yes, and I mean, obviously, we know with the Harding project that the site is, full of it, so. So this is part of the microgrid project. The microgrid project probably is, 60, 65% complete, then Yankee has to do the remainder of the work. That's to provide power, so we're almost into an island mode in case of any natural disasters where we can be like inclusive for 30 days without relying on, outside power and things of that nature.
Do you have any other questions,
No,
Nancy?
nope.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously, this is an ongoing thing. This is a big project down there, and it seems like we just can't seem to get out under contamination issues. So it has to be done. So if there's no further comments or questions.
Only to say that this group from the WPCA is just top-notch, A+, great group. The town is so lucky.
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. And we appreciate you serving on it, Nancy.
Say, it's the most fun I have.
Is it?
No offense to present company.
I know our meetings are not that fun. Well, Bill, I'm going to have to check out these meetings. They sound awesome.
They are very good. We have a very good board.
Okay, well, if there's no further comment or question, I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 8. This requires also Board of Finance and RTM approval to hear and consider and act upon a request from the WPCA to appropriate $53,595 from the WPCA fund balance for environmental sampling and monitoring of the gas line trench and installation of the new gas line to the wastewater treatment plant generator. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, Nance, do you have any? I was briefed on all of this.
Yeah, and unless Bill just.
WPCA.
Yeah, exactly. Unless Bill, you just want to explain briefly in language.
Yeah, briefly, I could say the town was lucky enough to secure grant funding for a new generator, new gas supply generator for the facility. When the gas company looked at the volume and pressure that was needed to not only supply that, but also the fuel cell, the dewatering building, the administration building, and the influent building, the gas company said we were going to need a new line to supply the volume and pressure needed to supply everything. So part of that new line would be part of that cost would be for the gas company to run a new line all the way from the gate on Richard White Way all the way to our influent building, up and past. They want to replace the entire line, and that's the $35,000 from the gas company. When we did the environmental sampling, we only did to the generator because we thought that was the only portion of the gas line that was going to be replaced. When the gas company came and said, no, we'd like to replace the whole line, we have an additional 300 feet that we have to do environmental testing on. And that's the additional monies above the $35,000 from the $35,000 from the gas company. The $35,195 from the gas company, that comes up to the $53,595.
Thanks. I don't have any further questions.
Okay. No further comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number WPCF Superintendent, to hear and consider and act upon the request from the WPCA to appropriate $135,950 from the WPCA fund balance for the design to replace 311 feet of the East Trunk Sewer Wetland Crossing Interceptor of the Metro Center, 210 Ash Creek Boulevard, to the intersection of Kennard Street and Kenwood Avenue in accordance with bid number 2021-36. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Discussion. Bill, do you want to give a little information on this?
I will. The WPCA and the town went out for an RFP to replace this section of undersized sewer interceptor at the Metro Center in the location that the first selectman described. We had 4 proposals. We secured a panel. We went through the process of interviewing each engineering company, and D&B Engineers and Architect was the successful bidder at the $135,950, and it was our recommendation that they be awarded the RFP for that amount.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay. No further comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Before we go to the next item, Stephanie, I realize you were part of the capital, discussion, and I just was thinking about this, and I'm like, I should have told you should probably go off because we're going to have this discussion on the 8th. So I apologize, Stephanie.
No.
It's been a long day. So hopefully you'll have a chance to discuss this with the select people before the meeting. I would encourage you to do that, to reach out to Selectwoman Lefkowitz and to Selectman Flynn, because and Nancy, just to give you a quick bit of information, we put $100,000 on the non-reoccurring. You saw that in the backup. For the Pequot roof. So there's a family in Southport who wants to donate $100,000 to the Pequot Library's roof and whole renovation project, and said they would do it if the town matched it. So it's a unique proposal, one that I have never even heard of in all my years, just in local government. And so I was intrigued by it, and Stephanie came in and shared the information with myself and with Mr. Bremer. And then they worked together. And I thought this was an interesting idea, and I wanted to put it on non-reoccurring. I wanted to let the other boards to have an opportunity to hear it as well and be part of the decision-making process. But obviously, I think Pequot Library is a valuable asset for our town, even though it's not our town's building. Our community uses it, obviously, and it is a beautiful building, and it's part of our community. So that's why it's on there, and hopefully you'll be able to have a discussion with her, with Stephanie, before the meeting on the 8th.
Yep. And Stephanie knows the history that building and that place holds for me, as having grown up nearby in Westport and having used that library through high school and even college. So I look forward to discussing this particular opportunity, but I've always felt a special fondness for the Pequot Library and all the town libraries as well. But look forward to having that conversation, Stephanie.
Will
Nice to
do.
see
I
you.
look forward to it as well. Great to see you all.
Nice to see you.
All right,
Um,
thank you, Stephanie. Don't shovel
and-
too much.
And Brenda, I do see, I don't know if Dabney's on, but I know you were asking
Hi.
about her before. I see her in my, I don't know if,
Hi, Dabney. Are you muted?
Yeah, I had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, everyone is having that. So you're all set. You've been approved. I mean, I appointed you. There isn't a vote on it,
Okay.
but welcome aboard as a
Thank you.
full member.
and I thank you for your service.
Thank you,
I
Nancy.
know this is an important position and one I know that the first select woman takes seriously, and we'll have a lot to say in the coming weeks and months and years, but just wanted to say thank you and good luck with the work.
Great. Thank you very much.
As a side note, I would like to recognize that besides being a Conservation Commission member, Dabney is also a certified wildlife rehabber, the only one we know of actually in Fairfield. And when we had the incident with our animal control, and I was rewriting the policies with our then captain and now police chief, I reached out to Dabney and asked her if she would be a resource for our town for when there are calls where there's a question such as that or other questions that come up with wildlife. And Dabney has graciously offered to be a resource to our animal control and our law enforcement. So thank you very much for doing that, because it's actually very, very important, and
And
I really appreciate you doing that.
My pleasure.
very cool.
All right, Dabney, you're off the hook.
Stay warm, everybody.
All right, you too. Take care. All right, our next item number 10. To consider and act upon the tax refunds as recommended by the tax collector in the amount of $7,728.85. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any questions, Nance?
Nope.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And I do have just a couple of announcements. What do we got? Okay. This month, the Tree of Hope on Sherman Green, which probably no one can see right now because it's a blizzard covered in snow, will be lit for the Wakeman Boys and Girls Club. The club was founded in 1913 and since then has provided a place for thousands of children, young men and women, to be part of our vibrant community that helps young people grow up and be great. The mission of Wakeman is to guide and inspire young people, especially those who need support the most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. So that's very awesome, and I'm excited that they're going to be doing that. And so I do have announced that we're going to hold a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen on the 8th at 4 p.m. And that was to vote. It was supposed to be announcing to vote, but now we're going to be hearing and voting. And the executive session has been moved. The attorney has asked to be moved to next agenda item. And so I just want to give a quick update on some items.
Do we have to make a formal motion to move that, or it's okay to move it? Should we do it just in case?
Yeah, let's do that, Nancy. Thank
All
you
right,
for bringing
so
it up.
Yeah, so I make a motion to move the executive session item to February 8th.
So yeah, the pending litigation, George
Pending,
Breda
yeah.
versus Town of Fairfield with attorney Richard Atkin, just for the record.
Okay.
And I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so quickly, as you probably saw in our newsletter on Friday night, we have a few updates for residents. We set up a vaccine call center utilizing our CERT volunteers, and under the leadership of our new senior center director, Brenda Steele, they fielded over 500 calls in their first week, primarily from Fairfield residents. This has been a great relief to our town departments and has significantly helped our residents in need of assistance. We were having a huge amount, I think I mentioned this, we were getting calls, every department in our town hall was getting called about the vaccine. And we had the CERT volunteers step up, and they have just been awesome. They're even fielding voicemails that are being left there today remotely. So I really appreciate their hard work on behalf of our community. This call volume grew each and every day. Currently, their hours are between 10 and 1 daily. But if you leave a voicemail, people will get back to you depending on the need. We may expand the hours. And just as a reminder for the community, the number is 203-256-3082. We are facing some issues with residents showing up for vaccines that are not eligible at our clinic. And so but they're able to sign up on the VAN system. So that's just important to know. So for example, residents may see, or people may see something on the CDC guide directives and then think it's okay, but we're going under the state, what the state tells us. So we're having some issues there. So on Friday night, I sent a letter to the governor asking that they do more to step up enforcement of other vaccination sites that are providing vaccines to those who are not currently eligible as deemed by the state. It causes a great deal of confusion and anxiety and puts our staff at the vaccine clinic in precarious situations at times. I understand the frustration residents are feeling, but as a town, we are strictly adhering to the guidelines set up by the Department of Public Health. So just to give an example, we have received reports from residents and also people who show up at the clinic saying, well, so-and-so who was the same category got vaccinated in this town or that town, and it's causing great confusion. So I sent that letter to the governor on Friday night. I did get a confirmation from his chief of staff that it was received. Updates on the vaccine and eligibility continue to be posted on our homepage of our website at www.fairfieldct.org. It's under the vaccine update. The other good news I shared with residents on Friday is that Yale New Haven Health is setting up a drive-through testing site at the Lower Mill Plain commuter lot parking lot. And this is many months of work finally coming to fruition. And the goal is for them to be open to the public from March 1st, 7 days a week. I also like to quickly like to make 2 notes on this winter weather we are experiencing today. We have snow shoveling programs for residents who are physically unable to shovel their own driveways and sidewalks. Fairfield Social Services is coordinating snow shoveling for seniors, which matches volunteer students who are willing to do shoveling with eligible seniors. If you'd like more information about this program or to volunteer yourself, at 203-256-3170. This program is dependent upon eligibility and the number of volunteers that sign and their availability. By the way of a reminder, per town ordinance, Fairfield property owners are responsible for removing snow and ice from the sidewalk along their property line within 24 hours of a storm and keeping the sidewalk clear of snow and ice. Heavily used sidewalks near schools and public buildings and the commercial areas are particularly important. Property owners may be fined or charged the cost of removal if they do not comply. So please remember to also shovel around your fire hydrants. Finally, the last update for today is that the deadline to pay quarterly taxes has been extended from February 1st to April 1 per the governor's executive orders. Escrow accounts and commercial landlords are excluded and can still pay by regular mail by February 1st postmark or online at fairfieldct.org/tax collector. And because we're one of, I think it's 12 towns in the whole state that do it quarterly, all their towns do it twice a year, so it's really confusing when the governor put those executive orders. We had a lot of issues when we did deferral. People misunderstood because of our quarterly program. So I just wanted to note that. And I would like to open it up. I mean, John Marsilio, our DPW director, is in his office there at Town Hall. Are you all by yourself, Bucky? You have to unmute.
There is no one else in this building but me.
I know that feeling. So if do you want to give a quick update about how it's going out there for anybody listening?
Sure. So we just got a new weather forecast from Precision, and there's a little bit of good news because their forecast is telling us that by 6 o'clock, the majority of this wind-blown snowstorm will convert to something a little wetter, but heavier. So it'll be something that's a little combined with rain. When it combines with rain, obviously the amount of snow decreases. So his forecast from 6 p.m. to midnight is now up to 2 inches. So this afternoon and this morning, we received a good 8 to 10 inches. And this evening, we'll add another maybe 2 inches. And that should be it. So by midnight, for the most part, the snow will end, and then the real cleanup has to continue. So don't shovel out your driveways yet. We still have to go through the entire town and widen out the roads to the curb line. So.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you and the department is doing to keep us safe. I still see some nutty drivers out there, which I hope people will stay home so that your guys can do their work, which is incredible, but it makes it harder when people are driving out there. It makes it harder on your guys. So please, thank you so much. And I know people are really grateful for everything that you guys are doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone listening, stay home.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of these guys. And there was no problem getting everyone in, 30 some odd people, actually more than 40 with the sidewalks and all the work that the building maintenance fellows have to do. It's a grind. This storm, from 3 o'clock this morning until, well, maybe 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's a tough job, and they deserve all the thank you and kudos that they can get.
We're sending virtual hot chocolate overflowing. So thank you. Putting it out there. Thank you so much.
Well, Bucky, I don't think we should be telling people not to shovel because you said it's going to get wet. So when it gets wet, it's heavier.
But the thing is, if they shovel their driveways out, we're going to push it back in, and that gets them angry. But there's no place else for the snow to go but to the curb line. So
shovel right up until that last part, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Because that's what I'm going to go do because it's getting rough out there.
Remember to shovel uphill past your driveway.
Could you shut that timer off for me, please? Yeah, shovel uphill. There you go. All right, so I think we no further business coming for the meeting. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
You know I will do that. I love a short meeting. Okay. So
I know.
moved.
That's okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thanks, everyone. Be careful. Be safe.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.